Hello and welcome back to my Dinar Daily YouTube channel. Let's start the latest update on Dinar. The coordinated framework is part of a spiderweb structure that causes trouble in Iraq. You have the politicians from Iran that infected Iraq. You have the militias, the soldiers, the terrorist cells that have infected Iraq. They want to survive. They want to cooperate. They want to continue. A good percentage of them are still Iranians and they don't want to lose that position of power. The CF was a constipation of the monetary reform and it needed to be removed, corrected. Iranian influence constipated the monetary reform, did not allow it to flow. The expectation is over this weekend we will see Soudani as the nominee, which means they would quickly move forward with seating the president and Soudani early in the week. Iraq and Iran ties remain complex. But Iraq is insulated in advancing reforms without direct involvement. There's no new major concerns today. The quiet momentum holds. No new concerns even under this conflict. Integration, trade, digital finance, capital flows, all on track. And the political cleanup favors stability. Nobody knows the actual date and time the rate is going to change within the country of Iraq. The most we can do is study current and historical data to see when the rate might change a possibility. This has me a little bit concerned if you hold the Iraqi dinar and you are hoping for a revaluation like most of us are. Iran blew up 2 Iraqi oil tankers. That's not good, because Iraq's primary way of backing up the Iraqi dinar once they do revalue or reinstate is by oil reserves. If you take that away from the country of Iraq, if you take away their ability to transport oil, then I hate to say this, and a lot of you are probably not going to like this, but you can kiss any hopes of an Iraqi dinar revaluation goodbye for a very long time. The good news? Here is Iran only attacked 2 of the Iraqi oil tankers from the reports I've seen. Also, Iraq has shut down their oil ports. What happens in Iran does one way or another affect what goes on in Iraq. The politicians that are in charge and in power are all Iranian-backed politicians, and I'm sure there's a lot of concern about what's going on in Iran, especially when you see all of the leadership get wiped out. Television shows us about our cash liquidity crisis. They're saying the citizens of Iraq are now starting to take their money out of the banks. They're doing it in large amounts and they're doing it very quickly. There's a few banks here having trouble funding us cash. Yeah, you have a serious liquidity issue, very serious. You need to raise the value of your currency. I don't blame the Iraqi citizens one bit for doing this. There are consequences for not raising the value. Still quiet on the bond side. Still have a number of folks expecting to close deals, and this coming week. And over the weekend will be stunning, amazing, and unreal. The dispute over the definition of the largest bloc have frozen constitutional processes amid anticipation of what will result from last-minute understandings between the forces holding the reins of the initiative. This paragraph literally means that in the last days that interpretations of the Iraqi constitution on how to define the largest bloc have been finally worked out by the courts, and the recent decision is going to end the deadlock for this election and prevent it in future elections. This is factual coming from Iraqi news. Iraq without a government. A legal proposal that could break the political deadlock. This article makes it very clear what is going to happen with this election to break the deadlock and why al-Soudani is going to be the nominee, or should I say is now the nominee, over al-Maliki. Yes, there is still a few objections to al-Soudani, and some members of the coordination framework still believe they will get to pick another nominee over Maliki and not use al-Soudani. But they are wrong, and this will not happen. I'm in Eurasia near the Black Sea. So far things here are calm and peaceful. People from all over Europe are traveling here for a holiday. The cost of living here is unbelievably low and the quality of life high. A lot of people here speak Russian. They keep putting out fun articles telling you how they are still strongly on path and on track to revalue the currency. Because we need security and stability for the monetary reform for the freedom of Iraq. And how is the war going? In Trump's opinion, we are ahead of schedule. What's the next step, IMO? The next step is the president to be introduced. Kurdistan said he's coming. They said we got him, but I don't know when they're going to give him up. The formation of the government should open the budget to show the new exchange rate. Iraqi oil exports to the United States last month amounted to more than 6 million barrels. Financial unification is locked in. The mechanism is working. The public is calm and the system is ready for the next phase when Iran is prudent. Disturbing news. I'm sorry, guys. I'm only reporting news that could directly affect us or Iraq. Iraq is not in this war, not officially, but they have been attacked by both Iran and the United States. Yes, you heard me right. The U.S. targeted Iran-backed militants in Iraq. I warned you this could happen. They are feeling the pain from the decision not to disarm militants within their country. Lots of articles are steering away from Maliki as being the top pick for prime minister and turning back towards Soudani. Article: Maliki sets conditions for withdrawing his candidacy for prime minister while Asaf al-Hal pushes for renewing al-Soudani's term. There's a good handful of these coming out now. The news keeps getting better and better. We've always knew what's going on behind the scenes. Banks know what's going on. They're indirectly actively involved. They're getting ready. But because of what's happening with the war and Trump, banks are very much on edge right now. This war is about to end. The next phase is the most dangerous part. Donald Trump has to decide, do I send in Kurdistan army? Do I send in the United Nations? Do I send in Israel? Because he cannot afford to send in Americans. He has midterm elections in November. He can't put our men in harm's way. I believe the next phase is going to determine a lot about our investment and our relationship with banks. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.